Hey everyone, it's Deborah J. So today I wanted to do a video about self-sufficiency and why it's important and why the value of self-sufficiency is important. We live in a world which from birth has programmed us to be dependent on it. And in order to be able to wake up from a dream, you need to know that you're asleep. In order to wake up from programming, you need to first see how you've been programmed. So what I mean by this is basically, and I'm going to show you how you're part of the programming. Look, I have been too, and this is part of my work because I'm constantly waking up from it, and it's deeply ingrained, So how often have you looked up online, what clothes suit me? What food should I eat? What is the best food for nutrition? How should I exercise? How many hours sleep should I have? How much water should I drink? How can, what is this disease in my body and how can I fix it? Any of these questions are questions that people ask when they don't know themselves, right? And the reason I'm saying this is, think about birds in a nest or birds up in a tree. Birds don't look and go, I don't know what birdseed to eat today. I should watch a commercial and see what the best birdseed is. Maybe I should Google it. Birds don't look at each other and go, a robin and a blackbird don't look at each other and go, you look a little bit different to me. How come my clothes are a different colour to yours? Or what kind of feathers should I wear? Or what kind of food should I be eating? Or what kind of, how much water should I be drinking? Or I'm up in this nest. I've never flown in my whole entire life. How the heck do I get out of here? They don't watch commercials. They don't do courses online. They don't go to other gurus to find out how they're supposed to get out of the nest. They just know it. Trees, plants, birds, bees, animals, everything that is not human, that is organic and grows by the laws of nature, knows how to do it naturally and does not need to be told externally how to do it. Does this not sound strange and unusual? Is it not a little bit odd that humans are the only ones who seek validation external to themselves? That we're the only ones who seek answers outside of themselves? And I feel that this is really, really important. We need to wake up to the amount of programming that's been pumped at us on a daily basis. Because if we don't, we're going to forget how to do these things naturally. Okay, and the reason I'm saying this is because the further along we go into this mess of being completely, totally unconscious of our own selves and disconnected from our inner wisdom, the further away we get from fixing it. Okay, and it's not just about you and me, because when you and me are dead, long gone, in the ground, turned to dust, when we're gone and everybody's forgotten about us, even celebrities one day are going to be completely forgotten about. Think about your parents talking about some sort of superstar that was, a Hollywood pin-up when they were kids, and you're like, who now? People come and go. We will come and go. And one day when we're all gone, it won't matter what we've done here. But what will matter is the decisions that we make now and how that ripple affects the future to come. And if you can imagine, if we were a couple of thousand years on, and imagine our ancestors had given up the ability to make fire, had given up the ability to know how to use plants to heal themselves, had given up the ability to instinctually know their own yes or no, instinctually know how to dress themselves, feed themselves, when to eat, when to drink, all the very basic things that we have in life. If they had just given up on that and gone, everything's automated now, we don't really need to know what we need to eat or drink because I have Google to tell me, or we don't know what we need to wear because my I've got an app that tells me what clothes suit me the best. I don't even have to think about it, it just does it. We're handing over our power. We're handing over the absolute beauty of being a human is to be conscious. The beauty about being a human is that we have an awareness that no plants, no animals, no insects or bugs or whatever, they don't have the same level of consciousness that we do, and yet we're handing it away. To be conscious is to be aware and to make decisions based on that awareness. and we're just handing it away to automated services. Like I would imagine a good number of years ago, if, you know, when people were able to tell the time by looking at the sun in the sky, because that's how it was done, I would imagine if you told them that there's now a device, not even, like most of us don't even wear a watch anymore. I would imagine if you told them, oh, there'll be a device that you hold in your hand, whereby you can look at, it'll tell you the time. They'd be like, well, why would you do that? Why would you spend hundreds and hundreds of euros on a device that tells you the time when you can just look up to the sky for free and it'll tell you? I was talking to my mum last week, and she was saying in Ireland, she remembers back in the 80s where there was like a Friday night show, and on it there was somebody on it and they were talking about bringing in bottled water, and apparently everybody at home was like, that's ridiculous, bringing in bottled water. Sure, why would you go out and buy bottled water when you can drink it from the tap? And it seemed absolutely ludicrous, and now that's what's happened. Everybody's buying bottled water. And what I'm basically showing you is slowly and slowly and slowly your power is being taken away from you, and you don't even realise it. If you put a frog into boiling water, it's going to jump out straight away. If you put a frog into water and turn up the heat slowly until it gets to boiling, it will boil alive. And we're being boiled alive, you know? And it's up to you to get conscious, and it's up to you to get aware. And I know this all seems very serious, but it is serious. And I've avoided making this video because I think probably because I know that it's serious. I know that it comes across like really, like, you know, it's not light. I get that. However, it's not about that. It's time to wake up. It's time to be more conscious. It's time to reclaim your life. It's time to design your life the way you want it. It's time to wake up to the programming which is stopping you from reclaiming your life. And how is it stopping you from reclaiming your life? Because you're being told how to live your life. And when you stop being told how to live your life, you begin to live it from a place that's authentic to you and that's unique to you. And I kind of liken our whole world system to be a bit like an over caring, over meddling parent. You know, we've all heard of those parents who, and I've seen it, I worked as a care assistant many years ago, but we all know the archetypal over nurturing mother who does absolutely everything for their child. You know, cuts their food, tells them what to eat, orders for them off a menu, tells them to drink, tells them to wash their hands, tells them what to wear, what not to wear, go change that, put this on, go to this school, don't go to that school. And, you know, these, you know, archetypal kind of over meddling parents interfere so much with their child's life that one day the parent is gone and the child can't take care of itself anymore, or the child is then an adult and can't take care of itself the way other adults would, because it's had everything done for it. You know, it's never had to think about how do I survive in a world without my parent telling me how to do things, or what way to do things, or what way to be, or how to dress, or how to eat, or whatever. And the world is no different. The world is doing that. The world is being an over meddling parent, and we're allowing that to happen. But we need to step into our own power and reclaim it. We need to know how to, you know, if we were to let go of such beautiful crafts such as being able to sew something, being able to knit something, being able to build a fire, being able to build a shelter, being able to identify foods that you can eat in a forest, being able to identify weeds in the garden that are actually medicinal and can be used to heal yourself, being able to identify the maps on your body that are used in, say, acupressure and reflexology, which can actually aid yourself in terms of, you know, everyday stuff like being able to sleep better, you know, indigestion, heartburn, feeling a little bit less bloated after a meal, headaches, toothaches, depression, all these kind of things. You've actually loads of buttons on your body that you can press on, which will actually help you. And your body is talking to you all the time. You know, your eyes, the colour in your eyes, you can see how much iron you have in your body. You can see if there's disease creeping into your body by looking at the patterns and the changes in your iris. Your tongue can actually tell you whether you're nutrient deficient, whether your digestive system is working well. And like, how many people are listening to this who didn't know that? And it's your right to know that. It's your right to know how the world is communicating with you on a daily basis. It's your right to know that if you would like to know, anything about the world, that you have the answers inside you. You have a yes-no internal dialogue that works if you know how to tap into it. But because the world has been an over-meddling parent and hasn't allowed you to figure that out for yourself, you don't know that. You don't know that that's available to you. And I was in that space. I didn't know that this was available to me either. And so the work that I do and my mission in this world is to be able to show people that they've been asleep, and show people that they have an ability to become more conscious of life. Because that's what we're here as humans. We are here to be conscious. And at the moment, so many of us are living unconsciously. We're sleepwalking through life, and we're searching for answers outside of ourselves for fulfillment. We're searching for answers on how to feel happier, how to feel more joy, how to feel more love, how to avoid these repetitive negative patterns, how to avoid fear and pain and isolation and loneliness and disease. And we're searching for all these answers, and they are right in front of us. They are in our body and they are in our environment, and we've just been cut off from being told how to read and interpret our environment. And it's so important. If you were able to understand that every time you have a triggering event or a negative pattern that comes into your life, instead of feeling like you're a bad person or a shitty person and you haven't been, you've made this happen, and, there's something that I haven't done in my life that, what have I done to deserve this? If you could see these as opportunities of growth, it empowers you so much more. And what do I mean by opportunities for growth? Because your world and environment is trying to tell you something. If you keep experiencing the same pattern over and over and over and over and over again, it's because your beautiful universe, your world around you, is communicating back to you something about yourself that you're not paying attention to. And why is that happening? Because you're disconnected. And why is that happening? Because you don't know that you're disconnected. And why is that happening? Because the outside world has you so trained to look for all of your answers outside yourself, because the outside world is constantly vying for your attention, that you don't have time or the ability or the knowledge or the awareness to realize that what's actually happening is you're disconnected from your inner wisdom. This is so important. This is the work that I'm doing. So I feel like this has been bubbling up inside me, and I just want to kind of scream it from the shout top or from the rooftops, wake the fuck up, everyone. Because it's your birthright to be conscious. It's your birthright, and your life will change incredibly when you become more conscious. We were designed as humans to be conscious. And you think because you're walking around and waking up every day that you're conscious. You're not. You need to wake up more. There's more to be woken up to. And I'm not saying you have to wake up to it all. Each of us are on our own journey, and some of us are designed to wake up to certain things, so I'm not saying you need to wake up to the whole lot of it. You just need to wake up to the awareness that there's a whole world outside of you waiting to be discovered, and it's asking you to be seen. The world is asking you to be seen. Nature is asking you to see it. Nature is asking you to look at its patterns and to understand it and to become conscious and aware of it. Your body, your mind and your soul is asking you to become more consciously aware. So look, I don't know if this has had any effect. I don't know whether it's inspired you. I don't know whether it's made any sense to you. My work is to help people to wake up to themselves. There's lots of spirituality stuff. There's lots of self-help stuff, and there's lots of woo-woo stuff out there. And that's great, but it's very untethered. This is how to make it more practical. So this is actually all about, the work that I do is basic. It's really practical. It's how to shift your mindset back to an awareness of who you are, why you're here, and how your world is communicating with you, and how to interpret and read that. If you're interested in knowing more, if there's anything that I can do in terms of making videos, if you have questions, I'd love you to contact me. Go to deborahjkelly.com, so deborahjkelly.com. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram as Deborah J. Ask me questions. Whatever you need to know, I'm happy to be here to help and to support you to wake up, because the more you wake up, the more vibrant and colourful your life will be, and the more happiness and joy that you'll find. But you won't find it outside yourself. You'll only find it by going inside and reconnecting with your inner wisdom, which is the work that I do. Once you do that, you can navigate your own life. You can be self-sufficient. Self-sufficient doesn't mean that you can't ask for help and that other people, you have to push them out of your life. Being self-sufficient means that you know how to navigate your own life and how to use the world around you to understand more of yourself, including relationships and also nature as well. So I hope this has been helpful, and I shall talk to you soon. Bye.